best season is here, fall. Not only does the fit goes the hardest, there are new seasons of anime. And just taking a quick look at the animes that are coming out this season, and it looks like this could be the best seasonal anime we ever had. And in this video, I'll be talking about the shows that caught my attention. Now let's get right into it. Now, first anime I want to talk about is Chainsaw Man, and I am so hyped for this one. Chainsaw Man is probably the most popular anime coming into this season, and everyone's looking forward to the show because of the intense violence the show will have. The blood, gore, guts, and everything. So just a quick synopsis of the show. The main character, Denji, is murdered by a devil in contract with the Yakuza, but instead of dying, he's granted the power of the Chainsaw Devil. And now he could transform his body parts into chainsaws. As ridiculous as it sounds, it is ridiculous. I read a bit of this manga a while ago, and all I can say is that I can't wait for this to be animated, and this show will live up to its hype. This one will be a must-watch. Next we have Spy X Family Part 2. And just like Part 1, I'm excited for this one. The story continues from Part 1, and if you haven't seen Part 1, what are you doing? If you haven't watched this yet, you're missing out on two of the best girls in anime. Spy X Family is just a great watch. It's hilarious, it's stylish, and you love the characters. I have high expectations for Part 2. Part 2 will be just as great as Part 1. If you haven't started the show, you're missing out on so much. Next one is Mob Psycho 103. Now, I was waiting for the return of Mob Psycho. When Mob Psycho first came out, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I thought it was good, but nothing set it apart from One Punch Man. But once I finished Season 1, I saw the hype. Season 2 came out 3 years ago, and I don't really remember much from Season 2, so I might have to go watch a recap video. But other than that, it's Mob Psycho. How can you not love it? The characters will be hilarious, the plot will be ridiculous, along with their enemies. And other than that, it's just a great show in general. Mob Psycho 100 should definitely be on your radar, and is a must-watch. Alright, next is My Hero Season 6. I do like My Hero, but I'm just not caught up to the show. I'm still on Season 4, and nothing's really driving me to catch up on the show. I get the hype, and once I pick it up again, I'm sure I'll binge it all. But I can't be excited for Season 6 if I haven't seen the previous season. But other than that, it's My Hero. It's just a consistent, great show. I know people are hyped for the show, and it should live up to it. The Return of the King, Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War. The return of one of the big threes of anime. And I'm so hyped for the show. Growing up, I love watching Bleach. Waking up every day at 5 AM to watch Bleach on Adult Swim during their Toonami time. This anime will adapt the final manga arc, so we can finally get a true conclusion to Bleach. When the manga ended a couple years ago, I was wondering, will we ever get an anime adaptation for it? And here it is. Bleach was part of the big three for a reason. It's a great show, no matter how many people shit on it, and I'm excited to watch the conclusion of Bleach. Next is To Your Eternity Season 2. Season 1 of this anime was so good. It was so good it could make a grown man cry. The story itself is beautiful, and it puts you through the ringer of emotions. They build their relationship with characters, making you invested in them just to take them away. And Season 2 should be more of the same. I'm excited to see where the story goes, because honestly, I don't know. A quick synopsis of the show. The main character is an immortal being, and is just going through life, living and learning through many different characters, and is learning to be part of society. He sees the good and the bad of the world, and it's a tearjerker. For warning, this show may make you cry, and I'm happy that it got a second season, and it's a must-watch. Next one is Blue Lock. I've heard about the manga in passing before, but never really got into it. But who doesn't love a sports anime? And this sport is soccer, or football, depending on where you're from. I've seen people talk about the show, and they're hyped for this one, and I'm gonna give it a shot. So the Japanese soccer team is trying to win the World Cup, and they lack a hungry striker for goals. And to find a striker, they initiate the Blue Lock, a prison-like facility where 300 talented strikers from high schools all over Japan are isolated and pitted against each other. So it's a prison for soccer. From that synopsis, I think this will be a very interesting show. It's a different plot from your usual sports anime, and it will maybe show a darker side towards sports training and the obsession of winning in sports, and the things players and coaches would do to get to the top. But this anime seems like it will definitely be good. I do like sports animes, so I'm excited for this one. Next show I want to talk about is The Eminence in Shadow, and I'm excited for this one. I've been reading this manga for a couple years now, and I was caught up for a while and slowly stopped reading. I found the manga entertaining, and the characters were great, especially the main one. The plot of this anime is, the main character, Sid, was living in modern day Japan. He longed for being the strongest and best, but he realized in his current world, he couldn't be the strongest. With things like guns, he could be the strongest, best fighter ever, but to a gun, he's nothing. Though he worked on being the best fighter, soon he took his opportunity to be reincarnated in another world. Yes, this anime is an isekai, but it will definitely be better than those generic ass isekais that we see every season. I think this anime will stand out from the rest of the isekais due to its comedy and the main character. If I had to compare this anime, I would say it's closer to Konosuba, except for it's not as funny, but more violent. The main character Sid is hilarious, and he would definitely be the bright spot for the show, and will carry it. I still like isekais, as long as they're entertaining, so I'm excited for this one. Next show is More Than a Married Couple, But Not Lovers. I knew about this anime from the manga, because I read this manga a couple years ago, but who doesn't love a good romance story? But the synopsis of this anime is, this school has a mandatory couple practical course, where students would demonstrate that they have the necessary skill set to live with a partner of the opposite sex, and they will be graded on how well they do together. And instead of getting partnered with his crush, he gets partnered with a yaru. It's just your typical romance love triangle story. Other than that, I'm excited for the show. I did enjoy the manga when I was reading it, and hopefully the adaptation is good. Next show I want to talk about is Immoral Guild. This anime will be like Fairy Tail, except for with more fan service and less action. Which, if you know Fairy Tail, there's a lot of fan service in that. The main character is a monster hunter with excellent performance, but he's bored of his job, and he decided to quit because he didn't want to waste his youth. I've read a bit of this manga a while ago, and if I remember correctly, he is trying to find love, but the girls that he recruits is not up to the standard he likes. They all have their unique quirks of why they're such a bad adventurers. He's helping them to become better adventurers, but there's always something wrong with them that makes them terrible at their jobs. It is a harem ecchi show, so you probably shouldn't have watched this in front of your family or friends, but it should be funny at least. But Immoral Guild is definitely a skippable show. And now I want to talk about the animes I won't be watching this season that maybe other people will be interested in. First one is Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out Season 2. I tried watching Season 1 and it's kind of just boring. And of course, coming into Season 1, I knew the main characters wouldn't end up together by the end of Season 1. Maybe they'll end up together in Season 2. There are some funny moments in the show, especially the side characters definitely carry the comedy for the show. But other than that, I just found it boring and I never finished Season 1, and I would definitely be skipping this one. Next we got Iruma-kun Season 3. And this is actually a good show. This anime is hilarious. The main character and the side characters are amazing. I finished Season 1 and I never finished Season 2. Like, I do find the show enjoyable, but 20 plus episodes each season, it kind of just drags on. I did try multiple times to get through Season 2, and I did enjoy it, but something was missing for me to finish this. And I don't know what it is. But Iruma-kun is definitely an entertaining series in general, and you should definitely give this anime a chance. Next is Reincarnated as a Sword. Really? These isekais are getting crazy now. I know that there are a lot of light novels where people get reincarnated into different items, but I can't recall ever seeing an anime adaptation for one. I guess this may be the first one. Am I gonna watch it? Probably not. It seems like a typical isekai light novel adaptation. It's probably gonna be the same as the rest, except for the main character is a sword. Maybe I'll watch an episode or two just to give it a chance, but I probably won't be finishing the show. Next one is Shinobi no Ittoki. And this one caught my eye, but definitely not enough for me to be hyped for watching the show. The main character is attacked by a rival clan, and he discovers that he's an heir to a ninja clan. And this is where he learns the ninja way. The show could be entertaining if you're into ninjas and action, but from the trailer, it looks like a harem to me. I don't know. There's no description for it. For the amount of female characters that show up in the trailer, it looks like an harem. I might give this anime the 3-episode rule. Next we got On the Villainess, so I'm Taming the Final Boss. We got another adaptation where the main character spends their life playing Otome games, and they get reincarnated into the Otome game that they played. It seems like every seasonal anime we get 1 or 2 of these, and I think they saw the success of adaptations such as My Next Life as a Villainess or Trapped in a Dating Sim. 2 adaptations about being trapped in an Otome game that they played, in which both of those animes I've watched and are pretty good actually. I might give this one a try, but it seems like the genre is getting saturated. I'll give it the 3-episode rule. Next one is Golden Kamuy Season 4. Wow, there's already 4 seasons of this show. I've watched Season 1 and never finished it, but it was very entertaining when I was watching it. You've probably seen the anime clips from this series. There's many moments in this anime where you question how did they let that happen, or who thought of this. I probably should go back to watch it, but I know people are hyped for this one, and you might want to give this one a chance too. And those are all the fall animes I wanted to talk about. The season of anime is very top heavy. I mean, just the first 6 I was talking about could be potentially anime of the year. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what animes you're excited for and what you will be watching this season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.